goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Q, are you there?
Not yet. I don't see anything yet.
I mean, we are on, I think. I think we're finally on.
Yes, we are.
My goodness gracious. What a night.
Good evening. Sorry for being so late. There were definitely some challenges tonight. I want you guys to understand that we had some challenges tonight. It was a difficult task getting on, but we are on finally at long last. So,
oh my goodness, Q.
welcome to tonight's intermittent fasting show with the Knight Brothers. We're glad to have you here, and we're going to be getting started here in a second.
Yes, indeed. It was definitely a challenge tonight. That's all I can say. Q, are you there? It's technology is a mother, but you can't live with it, can't live without it. Sometimes. So anyway, gonna get it cranking tonight. How y'all doing tonight? Go out there.
Hope everybody's doing well. Once again, we apologize, but you know how it is. Technology, sometimes it can be more than you bargained for. And we had a few challenges tonight, but nevertheless, we are here now and we're ready to get started.
Yes, indeed, Q. So,
Michael Matthews, welcome to the show.
all right, Q. All right, brother. All right.
What's going on, everybody? Glad to have you guys on board. Good to see you tonight. Glad to share this information with you. We're excited about tonight's show as always. Looking forward to just being more informative every week as we come forth and give you another layer of intermittent fasting.
Keith Colbert, what's up, Keith Colbert? Kim Knight, Jamar Creech.
What's going on, Kim Knight? Keith Colbert, how y'all doing?
Jamar Creech just joined us, our counsel. How you doing, brother? Keith Colbert, you was a great guest last week, brother. People still talking about you.
Brother. Sure were.
You're awesome to say the least. So, but we're gonna just jump right on in it tonight because, my Lord, yes, I like the likes and the shares. That's all good. We need some support tonight because it was a challenge getting this thing cranking tonight. But anyway, we do this every Tuesday night. We talk about intermittent fasting. It is a method for weight loss and health improvement that my brother Equavian and I have been using over the years, and we kind of fine-tuned and perfected it. So without further ado, Mr. Equavian Knight, myself, Lenny Knight, and Equavian, who's lost over 85 pounds doing intermittent. Can you believe that?
It's good. It feels good, little brother. It feels good, man.
Can you believe it, man? Can you believe? I mean, like
you lost a small child, man.
I mean, the way you feel now compared to what you were. I mean, it doesn't feel much different to you now because it's been a gradual thing, correct?
Yes. It's been, it's gradual over the course of time. The last 10 months or so, 11 months, but it feels good, and you notice the significant difference in everything that you do. That's the main thing about that. And it's about not only the weight loss, but overall health as well.
No doubt. Q. Joe Cobb just jumped on the live tonight.
From you, brother. Good to see you.
And
hope all is well, brother. Good to see you.
And BN Jenkins just joined on too. That's Joanne's family. So
all right, how you doing?
Hey, BN. Yes, indeed. And Sherry Tolson just jumped on. So
Sherry, one of my former co-workers. How you doing, Sherry? Good to see you as well.
And Q, my plate hasn't been quite as significant as yours, but hell, 45 pounds, I'll take that off.
Oh man, listen, man. You look great, little brother. You look absolutely great.
I definitely take it all day long. So,
we always like for you to like, share, and subscribe to the show. It helps us to build an audience as we move forward. And the part about building an audience is we're just trying to share this information with more people. That's all. That's our whole goal.
Yep. May Harris, thanks for jumping on, and Lodi, Orlando Mako, thanks for jumping on.
What's going on, my buddy Lodi? What's going on, brother? Happy Cinco de Mayo, guys, man. on usually Cinco de Mayo would be a party night for a lot of people. This would be a night where the bars and restaurants and everything would be crowded, stuffed to the gills. But under the conditions we are now, that has changed a little bit. But happy Cinco de Mayo. Once again, welcome to the Night Brothers Intermittent Fasting. We're so excited to have you guys on board tonight. It's a weekly broadcast, 8 p.m. every Tuesday. As you can see, we were definitely running late tonight because of the technology challenges. But the main thing is we're here now. And we're here to answer your questions as well. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to write them in. Okay, down below. Tonight's show, the topic of tonight's show is the 7 best tips about breaking your fast. And that's an important subject, guys, because you want to know how to do this thing and do it right.
Yeah.
Correct method for breaking your
fast. The last thing you want to do, Q, is fast for 16 or 18 hours and then, do the wrong things toward the end of your fast and kind of ruin all of that progress that you made.
Absolutely.
So, but first, Q, we always like to break down what's intermittent fasting because a lot of folks don't know the basics, and it's always somebody new or somebody, that's been doing it for a week or two and still need to kind of review some basics. So let's tell them about that. Why don't you break this down for us?
I always break down fasting like this. What fasting basically is a voluntary, the key word is voluntary, abstaining from food for an extended period of time. It includes having a fasting window, it's a period in which you're not eating, and a feeding window. Simple explanation of the period in which you are allowed to have food.
Mm-hmm. No doubt at all.
Now it breaks down into several components like this. Lenny, if you can move forward.
Okay. Q, I just want to make sure that we're getting a stream because I see myself on Facebook, but I don't see you. So what I'm going to do is
we're on. We're definitely on.
We're on, but I just see myself. So I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute and then reshare the screen just to make sure that we are. We do have. Make sure we have our program working the way it's supposed to be working tonight.
Okay, great.
So I only see myself on Facebook, and I don't want to go through that. We did that one show before where it was just me on, and it wasn't you. So do you see it streaming on your end, or did you just see me on the screen?
That's you at this point.
Okay. Can you guys, the guys out there that's viewing tonight, can you see Quaven, or can you see the slides being shown? Let us know one way or another so we can know how to proceed. Because if not, we're just gonna have to audio. We've definitely had some problems tonight with Zoom as well as with Facebook streaming things together. So Q, I'm still only seeing myself. So
yeah, that is the case right now. I'm only seeing you on the Facebook streaming as well.
Well, unfortunately,
we've had this chance before, folks.
Let me see if I can get Keynote in here. Yep, still having some issues. Wow. Well, anyway, we're gonna have to carry on. We just have to audio this tonight, Q. So
not a problem, man. The bottom line is getting the information out. That's all that matters. Right. They know what I look like by now.
Right. So let's just talk through the screens because they won't be able to see them, unfortunately. I do apologize, but between Zoom and Facebook, there's been some issues tonight. We was 40 minutes late. So Q, why don't you go ahead and just kind of verbalize what is actually on the screen. The basics of intermittent fasting. We might have to be a little bit more descriptive tonight, but
yes.
Go ahead, my brother.
Yes, intermittent fasting, as I was saying, all intermittent fasting really is the voluntary abstaining from food for a period of time. And there are different fasts that you could be a part of. The standard version that we always like to start people off with is called the 16 and 8 method, where you're going to abstain from food or in essence fast for 16 hours. That is followed by an 8-hour window in which you are allowed to have food and beverages. That's a standard fast, 16 and 8. There's also a variation of 18 and 6, where the protocol is basically the same. You're going to fast for 18 hours, followed by a 6-hour eating window. You go a step further, and there's what's called the warrior diet, where you're going to fast for 20 hours, and you're going to follow that up with a 4-hour eating window. And finally, there's the OMAD version, which you're going to just eat one meal a day during that 24-hour period. Those are the standard fasting protocols. There are many more, but these are the most popular 4 and the ones that we talk about the most. There are also extended fasts, as we said before, but we're not going to go into that right now.
Correct. And Q, you've been having much success with, which one do you normally use on a daily basis?
Well, right now, I use basically a combination of either 20-hour warrior diet or the 18 and 6 method right now.
Okay.
And the reason for it is because I'm more in a maintenance phase right now than anything else. I started off, as I told the story before, I started off with the OMAD, 1 meal a day.
Mm-hmm.
And it got me to a point where I met all of my weight loss goals. And I'm trying not to lose any more weight, really, but it's still coming off slowly but surely. So right now I'm using basically either 18-hour or 20-hour fast daily.
You know, one thing I can say about intermittent fasting, you know how with most, and we always say it's not a diet, it's more of a lifestyle, but you know, with most diets, Q, you normally hit some type of plateau where it's hard for you to continually lose weight.
Yes.
But this particular protocol is like way different from most things, where if you just stay with it, it'll continually let you lose weight and lose weight and lose weight. Have you noticed that?
Absolutely. That's one of the things I said. It's just like you have the ability to turn this on and off. That's the way I try to explain it to most people.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to slow down or put the brakes on and slow it down a little bit, you might want to shift back, and you can eat a little more. If you reach your weight loss goals, you may shorten your eating, your fasting window. At the same time, if you're trying to turn it up and you want to lose it, to get more weight, you just decrease your eating window, and the results will follow with however you decide to work your protocol.
Yes, indeed.
So once again, you have the ability to turn it on and off as you see fit, and which is wonderful. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say hypothetically, let's say you during the holiday season, you may you picked up a few pounds. You're like, oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta lose 5 pounds. Well, all you do is you tighten down on your eating window.
Yes.
And it'll come right off right away.
Yep,
Right
no
off.
doubt. So look, some of the basics for intermittent fasting, you want to pick a protocol, which Q just talked about, the 16-8, the 20-hour, 4-hour eating window, or 20-hour fasting, 4-hour eating window, or the 16-hour fasting window and the 8-hour feeding window, whatever. You want to pick a protocol that you feel comfortable with, that you can do and you can stick with. The other thing is you want to pick a window of time. So if you're going to do the 16-hour fasting, 8-hour feeding window, pick a time of the day that works for you. We always recommend starting in the evening prior to the next day, like 8 p.m. tonight. And then you kind of fast for 16 hours. You sleep overnight and you would go all the way through to noon the next day. That's 16 hours. And then another good thing is to plan what you're going to drink during that time period. So you don't have to think about it. You already have it ready to roll. Another thing is to stay occupied, like be busy with activities. If you're at work or doing something, just make sure that you keep yourself busy, because an idle mind will make your mind starts thinking about food. And the last thing I say is be prepared for that first mental attack. You want to talk about that?
Oh, yeah.
That mental attack, because your mind will start, after a period of time not eating, your mind will start introducing food to your mind all day long. Every little thing is food, food, food. So Q, how do you overcome that first wave of mental attacks?
See, that's something that is going to happen. I think it's just your body crying out for something. Often it's crying out for carbs or something like that. But I handle it simply by drinking water.
Mm-hmm.
Water has a tendency, particularly if I'm drinking carbonated water, it has a tendency to curb that appetite. Just like you said, the water is showing right there. Any kind of carbonated water, it'll just take away that urge, and it can actually make you feel like you just had a meal at times. Yeah. Like I said before, I find myself feeling full off of carbonated water, like the water is showing right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 2 different kinds. Pellegrino, because of the carbonation in the bottle, it definitely kind of helps you feel full and to
Yes.
kind of get you over that first wave of eating. So we're going
Yes.
right into, like, what's the right and the wrong ways of breaking your fast and why it's so important to do so. And I mean, I had some beautiful slides. I'm sorry y'all can't see them tonight.
Oh, we had a beautiful presentation set up for you guys tonight. But like I said, we're having some technology challenges, and we didn't want to delay the broadcast anymore. So we just had to come on with the way it is. But next week we'll have this in order. We'll be able to see the slide presentation once again, and because it helps when you can follow along with us visually, and it helps with the learning process. So we apologize for that tonight.
So Q, let's go over tip number 1, which is, for overall health. Your reason is for overall health, why a lot of people do intermittent fasting. And there's a combination of, when you're talking about overall health, can you kind of explain a few of the things to folks?
Well, there are many benefits to intermittent fasting, like we've talked about in the past. And some of the benefits, number one benefit for most people is weight loss, and that's a huge benefit, because weight loss is important to a lot of people, and it helps with your overall health. But in addition to the weight loss, some of the benefits that are tremendous are stuff like it helps to control inflammation. And inflammation, as I always said, is the gateway or the doorway to all kinds of chronic diseases. So being able to reduce the amount of inflammation coming to your body is tremendous, because it helps with your overall health, and it can eliminate a lot of diseases. There's always, besides weight control, there's mental clarity. In other words, you're able to think clearly. It improves your brain and health, and heart health as well. It helps with absorption, and it helps with insulin resistance as well, which is another big health benefit.
So Q, since we're talking about breaking your fast, can you tell them some things that you usually use to help break your fast that don't destroy your fast? Because like I said earlier in the video tonight, you don't want to go 16 hours, you don't want to go 18 hours, and then you're hungry, so you say, I'm gonna break my fast, and then you just go eat some pasta or something that really kind of destroys a lot of that good work that you've just done. So we kind of like to do it in some stages, and you've been extremely effective at it. And I think this is why your results have been so dramatically visible. So it's a few things. Can you talk about a couple things that you've used, like bone broth or the collagen smoothies or apple cider vinegar? Can you kind of talk that through a little bit?
Yes. I find that when I first break my fast, I ease into it almost, is the way I like to put it. I ease into it. And I'll have some kind of soup or bone broth or something of that nature, which helps to not only soothe the stomach, but prepares me for what's to come behind that. So bone broth or soup in some variation often helps. And as you guys see my meals sometime, I often have soup. Or I can sometimes have a smoothie, a collagen smoothie, any kind of smoothie, a fruit smoothie, adding some collagen and things to it. Another thing I like to use, and Lenny, I think you may have a bottle there. You can show them, since I can't show them mine since they can't see me right now. But apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
Apple cider vinegar is a great tool. Once you break your fast, have a teaspoon or a little bit of apple cider vinegar. There's so many additional health benefits with apple cider vinegar as well that are really good when you're breaking your fast.
Yes, indeed. Yes, no doubt.
So that's initially.
And some of these things like like you can buy some collagen mixture, and you can make a smoothie out of it. You can pour some apple cider vinegar in it as well, something maybe to sweeten it a little bit. But it does a lot of good things, like the collagen helps you with nutrient absorption and tightens up your skin. It's good for your gut health. This is just a lot of good reasons why you want to use some of those things. So another good reason or tip for when you're breaking your fast is because you want fat loss. So if you want fat loss, what you're trying to do is break your fast with foods that will burn specific fuels first, because you have 3 nutrients, basically fats, proteins, and carbs. I mean, most everybody knows that. But you want to signal to your body to burn fat first. So to do that, you want to use certain things like a favorite of mine, Q, is MCT oil.
Oh, yes.
And
yes.
that stands for medium chain triglycerols. I know we're getting a little technical here, but I'll show you what it looks like.
And I'll explain exactly what it is. Basically, it's just a derivative of coconut oil. It's not something that's, and we use coconut oil for various reasons, but MCT oil is used in this case. It's a derivative of coconut oil, and it can be used as an energy source. It can even be used, you can put it in like your smoothies or things of that nature. And it allows you a burst of energy, but it helps your body overall as well with burning weight and with fat loss as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep, no doubt. MCT oil is really good. What it does is helps your body to produce more ketones. And you heard of the ketogenic diet and staying in ketosis, because when you're using ketones production for energy, and you're in ketosis, your body is basically using fat as a fuel source. And this helps ignite that. It really does. This stuff really helps ignite.
That leads to weight loss.
Okay. Oh, big time.
That leads to weight loss.
Big time. And it's about, I don't know, this bottle was, this is about 16 ounces. It's about $20, something like that. But you only need a little bit of it, like a table teaspoon.
I want to give people a little bit of heads up about MCT oil, though, Lanny. One of the things about MCT oil, it has it can be.
Yeah, tell them about that part.
Well, I'm trying to be graphic about this, but it can lead to you going to the bathroom. Okay, so if you're going to use it, it's an energy source as well. It's great if you're using it before you go to the gym, because it'll give you, or before you work out, if you're walking or whatever you're doing, because you can burn it out of your system. But if you don't burn it out of your system, do exercise, it will come out of your system. It won't stay in your system long.
Right.
And you may be going to the bathroom. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just want to give everybody a heads up on
that. But that's why you only want to take like a teaspoon or so of it and make it work. Another good tip, right before you break in your fast, or right around that time, is I like to work out in a fasted state. So when you see Q,
absolutely.
When you see Q on the morning, when he's doing them 8-9 mile walks every morning, which is crazy. I don't see how you do that, boy. I look Q. I just like to run. I like to hit the run. 3 miles, I'm gone. I can get it over with in 25 minutes, and I'm done. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But those walks, you're doing them in what we call a fasted state, which means that you're deep into the fasting at that point. So if you're in a 16-hour fast, you're usually working out, an hour 12 or something like that, where going down to the last stages. And why is that so effective, Quavy? Can you kind of break that down?
Yes, working out in a fasted state is probably the best workout you can possibly get. And as Lenny said, I'm usually an hour 12 or something like that, maybe in my fasting period. And when I was going to the gym, or even when I'm out walking or in here and doing push-ups and stuff now, it just gives me another level of energy. And guys, it's hard to describe. You have to kind of feel it for yourself. But working out in a fasted state is the best workouts that I can get. It really is. It helps the body to move forward a little further, a little faster, a little harder. And it doesn't feel like you're working out as hard, but you are.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I highly recommend getting your workout in, whatever it is, whether it be walking, whether it be riding a bike, or whatever it is, doing it in a fasted state. It'll push you further, and you'll get a better workout.
A couple people joined that I overlooked. Dawn Watkins that jumped on. Thanks for jumping
Nicole
in.
Knight.
Yep. Cheryl Hunt is doing this intermittent fast, and she having great success doing it as well.
Yes. Grissy Collins, how you doing, Grissy?
Jesse James Ransom, my boy, how you doing, man? Thanks for jumping on. Jackie Solomon, Casilda, Trish Welt, Harold Proctor, how you doing, family? And Rodney Barnes just jumped on. Rodney having great success out there, doing some great works out in Hollywood.
Rodney, you really doing it up, brother. We're all proud of you back here. I want you to know that, my brother.
Absolutely. And my brother Daryl Cordova just jumped on as well. Thanks for joining tonight. And so Q, let's get into the next number 5 is consuming higher glycemic foods. And I know we're a little technical tonight, but
yeah, go on. You can begin that as we begin.
Well, when you're fasting, when you're breaking your fast, there's it's a technique to doing it. And look, we're just giving you the techniques that have worked for us to really kind of help us, get better results. And I'm still learning them and still fine tuning them. Q, I don't know, you must be doing them to perfection because man, you're just crushing it. But higher glycemic foods when you first break your fast with some carbs. Now, all carbs are treated equally, so you got to kind of watch what carbs you do intake. But a carb or higher glycemic food, and I'm not talking about like a donut or a cake or ice cream or something like that. I'm talking about, because this is carbs and veggies and fruits, some watermelon or something like that. What that does is it opens up your cell membrane. So because don't forget your body's very sensitive. Your insulin level is very low because you've been fasting for a long period of time. So it's at baseline. So when you eat that first higher glycemic food, that watermelon, for example, it's going to spike your insulin a little bit, which is good because it opens your cell membrane. And then the next thing that you eat tells your body what to burn. So you follow what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
So the watermelon helps, get you back, just spike your insulin a little bit, and then you pump in what I like to call good fats, nuts or things of that nature that can kind of
coconut oil, even olives, black olives, avocado, egg yolk, so on, and flaxseed, things of that nature.
And that'll help you so your body knows what to burn, what to tap into your fat sources and start burning some of that excess fat off you, use it as a fuel source in your body. And then we like to try to do that and, segue into tip number 6. What you're doing is basically just reactivating your insulin levels. So if you're doing like the 16-hour fast, 8-hour feeding window, for example, the first hour, maybe you use that MTC oil and you do a collagen smoothie an hour, 2 or 3. This is like back into your eating window. And you kind of setting your body up for your bigger meal is what you're doing, Q. Because your body is still, even though you broke the fast, is in a burning mode. So, and the last thing is, tip number 7 is about food mixtures and eating order. And Q, you always put pictures on Facebook of different foods that you eat, and your healthy eating dinner for tonight. Kind of talk us through that a little bit and why you do what you do. And your plates always look so perfect. Like the shrimp is lined up over here.
Thank you. First of all, I believe that, visually, it's important that what you eat, the presentation and looking at it is important as well. It goes a long way along with the taste. I usually start with eating a nice salad first, salad or soup, one of the two, like I talked about. And there are benefits to how I'm doing it this way. The salad, that roughage and everything else, it helps with keeping you full, and it still stays with you a longer period of time. It helps with your digestion and everything else. I follow that with a vegetable, whatever the vegetable it may be green beans, it may be collard greens, it may be something of that nature. Then I may have my corn or something like that. And then I'll have my protein, whether it be fish, chicken, beef, whatever the case may be. Finally have that. And I find in me eating in that order like that, it helps me to stay full for a longer period of time and decreases my urge to snack and things of that nature. And it just helps me to carry on to the next day. And so eating in a certain way, a certain pattern, can really be beneficial to you guys. It really can. I just wanted to make that point to you.
Yeah, and it's something that you have to practice though, Q.
It's like anything else.
Yeah.
I may do some carb first, and my carbs in this instance are coming from the vegetables themselves, because even some vegetables have small amounts of carbs in it. I'm getting a little bit of fats in too, because if I'm eating a salad, that salad usually has salad dressing on it. And I want you to guys understand what fats. There are some great fats, some good fats. Don't be deterred by them when you hear the word fats. They're really good. There can be some really good fats, like some salad dressing, some oils, things of that nature. Then I'll have my protein, my chicken or fish or steak or whatever the case may be. By eating in that order, like I said previously, it helps me to stay full for a longer period of time and ensures that I'm getting the vital nutrients that I need as well. Because if I just try to just jump straight in with my protein, that may fill me up to the point where I might not even get those other nutrients in my body, which it really will my body will really need.
That's an excellent point, brother. You're right. That's an excellent point. So look, Q. Once again, we're gonna end the broadcast for the night. I mean, we thank y'all for joining in. Clarence Bowie jumps in. Venus Bernard jumped in. Sharon White jumped in. Thanks everybody for joining in and chiming in tonight. Sorry, our slide presentation didn't work. I'm gonna go back and find out what's going on with the mechanics with Facebook and Zoom because
I'm sorry we weren't able to see me tonight either, but that's okay. We're gonna get that worked out. We had this problem once before, but both Zoom and Facebook are having heavy usage right now, and because of that, sometimes there are some technical glitches. But we'll get it figured out, and we'll have it in order next time because we really had a great slide presentation for you guys tonight. And I'm just wish you that be able to have a chance to take a look at that, but we will have to work out for next time.
No doubt. So, all right, fellas and ladies, thank you very much. And till next week when we get back, we do a test run before we get back on next week, kind of make sure everything is working fine. We'll see you then. Thank you so much for joining in, and good night. Peace and love.
Everybody have a good night. See you guys soon. Bye. Good night.